Hello, everyone. It's just three of us doing it virtually from home. Is this it's like the pandemic all over again.
Social distancing, man.
Right.
But yeah, let everyone else introduce themselves.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's good to be back. This is Q from the Blasian Badass podcast. Don't forget to follow me at Q the Blasian Badass. And yeah, I'm always excited to be here within the gray and answer the random questions that we get. Yes.
Welcome back to Integrate Podcast. I'm your main host, Skyline. Let's get it. Okay. All right, cracked open my beer. We had a few technical difficulties. Gotta love technology. All right. So my little sister sent me this question, and I sent it in our group chat with Q. I think I might have forwarded it to you. But if you don't remember it, I'll kind of briefly go over it. What the question and the situation really is. So basically, she met this guy on Bumble, right? And she wanted to specify Bumble because she says Bumble is a lot more humble. I don't fucking know. To be
What do you
honest,
mean? I thought you were on Bumble.
I don't think. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna compare it to Tinder, I can kind of see like Tinder is like more of a fuckboy kind of area. But like anyway, so he matched with this guy. Let's call the guy Steve, right? She matched with the guy Steve, right?
Okay.
And they hit it off and stuff like that. The both of them just got out of a really long, serious relationship. The both of them, so they're like, they're just catching the vibe and just filling each other out. They check off each other's boxes. Everything was great, right? And good. But my little sister got into like this phase of like they kind of like, you know, not talk for like about a week or two to each other, right? They didn't talk
Mm.
to for about let's say about that much. So my little sister went on a like dating app spree, right? And she went around, look around the market on different dating apps, and she went on Facebook dating app, right? So this is why she wanted to specify Bumble. So then I was like, "The fuck you finding people on Facebook?" And she's like, "Yeah, there's a dating app on Facebook. You didn't know?" I was
Yep.
like, "No, I didn't know
There
that."
is.
But like, yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever, go on. And she's like, so I matched with him there. Well, I didn't match him, but I see that he's on there too, right? Steve, the guy that we named, Steve from Bumble. So I was like, okay. And she's like, but my question is like, if you match with someone on a dating app, you already met in person, you went on a few dates, would you guys match back with them? And that's what her question is.
Wait,
You're on a
they
different
went on a few dates already, and then she hasn't heard from him for like a week.
like yeah, like, but there wasn't anything bad. Like, there was nothing like bad happened with them. But she just went on different dating apps and saw that he was there too. So, would you guys match with someone else that you already went on a date with and you found them on a different dating app?
Mm. I don't. You
Would
know
you?
what? Out of curiosity, I probably would match again to see if there's any follow through. Or is he just like avoiding me, doesn't want to date me again or something? Which I hate to say that, but I mean, you know how the dating apps are. I mean, okay, this is what I've heard. I'm not on any of the dating apps right now, but this is what everybody tells me. And I have someone who actually this has happened to her. And she did. She matched back up and they went on another date.
To me, just from because I have a lot of friends that use dating apps, and my dating app master, he's not here. But because I'm like, I mean, I'm Tinder, I think it was a Tinder or something. I think it was a Tinder at
Why
first.
is he the dating app master?
Yeah. And then so I left him. I left him after I made the Tinder and I was swiping for him because I know his likes and dislikes because we've been brothers for years. So I know
Mhm.
like the type of girls he liked. So I left and then I left him and then went to go work and I came back and visit my family, a week later. And then Ang's like, "Hey, Ang, what do you?" He's like, "Do you talk to any of the girls on the date, the one I matched you with?" And he goes like, "On which one?" I was like, "What do you mean which one?" And then he shows me his fucking phone, and there's like fucking every app known to man.
Stop lying. Stop it.
No, so okay, so what I didn't know this because he taught me this because I don't use it. I didn't know this that this is okay. I can I can understand why people have it because it was pretty solid what I said. Every single app has different restrictions. Like you can only swipe a certain amount of time. You can only use a super like or whatever only a certain amount of times and stuff like that. And and every single dating app does have different rosters of people. Some actually are the same, and they're just testing out a different app, right? Because there's all different types of apps. Like, how is there different type of banks, right? So he has like all these restrictions. Was why he was going through different dating apps. And some of them you can't even like message them. Like, you guys will match with each other. I don't remember which one this was, but he was telling me this was one app that he was matched with someone, but then he was limited to how he can message her and stuff like that. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh shit, that's weird. So if I matched with someone on a dating app and I saw him again on a different dating app, I probably would pick the more like I guess you can kind of say easier to use dating app. So I would have still matched with them because I'm pretty sure people probably ran into that same predicament where some of the apps isn't so great. So um, it wouldn't really hurt to use a different app. I mean, hell, I like the apps where like you can actually like send them a message first, and so they can read it. I like those. Those are good. I hate the apps where you kind of have to both like each other. Like no, like because they let's. I'm gonna be realistic. Girls are shallow as fuck. I'm sorry, but like
Wait,
the
whoa, that
rate
is like so wrong.
the rate of how many guys a girl will swipe out of 100 is probably like nine. But the rates of how much a guy will swipe out of 100, probably like 70% of them, right? So your odds isn't that great. But if you got to say something first, like if you're witty as fuck or you say something stupid, that raises your chance from the 8 out of the 100 guys so much fucking higher. Because if you don't have looks for going for you, at least you can fucking make her smile by saying something stupid. So that's my opinion. So I would have matched with the girl on the other app.
So you wouldn't. I would. You
No, I
wouldn't.
would. I would match with the other
Oh,
girl.
you would. You would.
I
Okay.
would. Because I can understand why that would happen. What about you, Mike? I see you smirking the whole fucking
I
time.
know. I'm watching him smirk too. I want to know what he has
Yeah.
to say.
So funny thing is, I've done the same. I wouldn't match with them. I would just see if they try to match with me. That's what I would do. Cause the
Hmm.
funny thing is, I never thought of it about the whole some have different restrictions. I just thought of it more as broadening my horizons.
Yeah.
So I was on multiple apps, and majority of them only give you a certain amount of likes a day.
Yep.
So what I would do is I would use up all my likes in one app, then I would move on to the next one, and I would go like that. I would like go one by one. And yeah, there's a few times where like I'd see people like that were on their apps, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna like swipe left, or I wouldn't swipe on them, and then I just wait to see if they'll swipe on me. You know what I mean?
Imagine getting rejected on both apps, but
Oh
that's
my
like double the
gosh.
rejection.
Okay, wait. Are you guys are is this like the free version? Because I know there's those free versions and then there's the paid versions of all
Honestly,
these.
honestly, out of all my friends, everyone had used free versions. Like everyone, no
Yeah,
one
Yeah.
ever, I don't know a single friend that had paid for it ever.
yeah, I wouldn't pay for it because a lot of the paid ones is just you have unlimited amount of likes, and you could do like super likes or like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
would basically all it does is just remove any restrictions. That's all it would do.
Ah, okay.
So it raises
Yeah.
your chances higher. Out of the 8 guys, you might land like 12.
Yeah, and then it would also majority of them would also boost your profile too. So
Yeah.
you have
Hmm.
a higher chance of more people seeing your profile.
Yeah. Put a little glitter on your profile, you know.
Maybe get one more match or something.
Yo, no, you're compatible with this person too. Surprise!
Okay, but how many dating apps do you guys think like people should be on? Should you definitely like have more
I
than a few?
I kind of like agree with Marco and Ein, the way they did it because of the fact that like to have a bigger roster, you have better odds, you know? Because
Hmm.
if you don't have you're limited to what an app does for you, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, then you're limited to just that pool, and you actually won't know. That's why I always said that like the strongest dating app in the whole entire world is not Tinder. To me, I think the strongest, most profound dating app, which always surprised people, it's actually Instagram. That is the number one most popular dating app because it really is. Just people can use it for you can use it for a lot of things, but when it comes to dating wise and finding someone new, you can bump into someone on Instagram really, really easy and go through their page and then send them a message really easy. Like, you know, and it's I think that's the most popular one that people find each other. That's why I don't really like I really think that like having multiple ones and having a wider um roster, you will have better probability because people are on different apps all the time, you know, and some people like certain features of the dating apps, like, you know, some guys like Bumble because a girl messaged them first, you know, uh,
Hmm.
and they're supposed to drop the handkerchief, and then some girls would rather have the guy message them first, so they go on Hinge because Hinge allows you to send a message with your like.
Hmm.
Some people were just they'll just straight up not read your bio at all and just use Tinder. Because Tinder just it's just looks. You're just going through looks. You know,
Yeah.
before because they do have a bio, but when the way they set it up is that they you see the looks first, then you have to tap in, and then you can read the bio. You know,
Okay. Yeah, okay. Have you guys been on Facebook dating? I
I
would
have.
personally not do that one. Okay, what's
I
that one like? My friend
I
like said it's been pretty good for her,
I didn't know
but
it's my
I
sister.
it's
tried it.
weird.
I only like I only matched. There's this one person that I matched with, and I still talk to them to this day.
Mm.
It's the funny thing is though, my friend. So when I tried it, well, my friend was the one. He was like, "Yo, you should try like Facebook dating." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna give it a try, see what the fuss is about." And then I go on it, and it's not the only type of girls that were on there. They were like really ghetto, like hood ghetto chicks, and that's not like really my cup of tea.
Right?
And then I messaged my friend, and I'm like, dude,
Why? Tell me why. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, I'm on here, and I'm getting nothing but like ghetto chicks. And he's like, oh, I know, dude, I love it. I'm like, what the
You love
fuck? Yeah.
it.
He's like, I love it,
So
I love it.
yes, it was more like catered to him, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I managed to like match with this one girl. And yeah, we've been talking like it's been like over a year now, and we still talk to this day here and there.
Oh wow. Okay. You said all you got were ghetto chicks.
Yeah, it really was. Like all I should see is
Oh.
like these like hood chicks, and I'm like, what the
Your friend is playing in his league, all right?
yeah. So that I'm like that's why you're coming to me because I'm like that's like his cup of tea right there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That-
and he was going on like on a bunch of dates with all these girls, and I'm just like, nah,
Mhm.
this isn't for me.
with all those ghetto chicks.
You go anywhere, you
Yeah.
go to Wendy's, McDonald's, they won't even care. They just
You know
like,
what?
league.
And you want to know a funny story?
Yeah.
So I was on Bumble once, and then I matched with this one chick. And you know how Bumble the girl's supposed to respond. They're supposed to send a message first. She never did. And then
Hmm.
later on, I found out she had an OnlyFans.
Oh shoot, she was a little
Yeah,
busy.
yeah. And then later on, I found her on the hub, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh, stop
Yeah,
lying.
I found her on the hub. I'm like, oh shit, like, this chick's low
I
key
would I would
becoming a
have
porn star.
Oh, right.
I would have screenshot that match and be like, so
Your own self-made movies and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it was pretty funny. But I feel like with some apps, like mostly in the city, I feel like it's mostly like shallower, like more shallow
Mm,
people. Um,
yeah.
Because when in my previous job, when I used to fly out to Indiana for from a job, I'd have some good amount of matches. I mean, like would match with like really hot chicks too.
Hmm.
And one of my coworkers, I was like, "Yo, I'm like, you gotta hop on." And the funny thing is that like there were better choices on Facebook dating in Indiana than there was here in Boston.
Maybe
And
it's
I showed my coworker like all the girls I was matching with. I'm like, "Yo, bro, I'm like, you should," because like he lived in Chicago and he was moving to Indiana,
Uh-huh.
and he had just broken up with his girl.
the guy's probably having a fucking field day over there.
So I was like, bro, I'm like, you should hop on like Facebook dating. I'm like, yo, look at all these profiles that I match with, and he's like, holy shit. But yeah,
Holy shit, this girl
I
was
guess for the
life.
Facebook dating, I guess it just depends on your area, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so. It has to. Okay, how many apps have you guys been on? There's like so many dating apps, though. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot of weird ones.
Yeah,
Uh,
there was one app that based off your interests and stuff, it would
Hmm.
tell you your percentage of like how likely you almost match with this with the person or not.
Mm.
Like compatibility wise, just based
Yeah.
off of your interest that you fill out. Some would be like 80%, compatible, 90%, 70.
Hmm.
So it was
That's
myself,
interesting.
cool.
I've been on Tinder years ago. The
Hmm.
podcast has been on three.
The podcast. What?
So
Stop lying.
I made the podcast dating profile, right, for the podcast and linked it to the TikTok and the Instagram for the podcast. And I specifically linked it to episodes I was talking shit about dating apps. Because Marco, did we not talk shit on some of about some of them? Yeah, so see on certain episodes. So I was like, huh, you know who will find this interesting? People on dating apps. So I made like three.
That is crazy.
I made like three. I haven't met anyone that like oh no. Actually I have met one girl
Hmm.
off of Hinge um from the podcast dating app. And but I was talking to her about the podcast at first, but then we hit it off and then we just kind of talked as friends casually. I took her out. We went to
Hmm.
ramen and
Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah.
yeah, I went to ramen and she's cool. Like I don't know, maybe you'll watch this. I'll clip this and send this to you. But other than that, yeah, I never really like actually went on to like use it as a hookup and stuff like that ever.
Hmm.
I just used it as advertisement because I knew that a majority of people used it, so it's a good advertisement. Girls used it to advertise their Instagram too, so
Yeah.
it works. So I did the same thing. I just used it to advertise the podcast because I thought it was funny.
It's a
And
good point. That's interesting.
uh, and but myself only Tinder years ago.
Only Tinder? You
Yeah,
haven't done Bumble or Hinge or anything?
myself no. For myself no. Only Tinder, and I used Tinder when it was like extremely new, like still kind of fresh. I told this one story about like I went on to this one date with this girl, and I'll try to summarize it, and because they can go back to that episode, and basically everything went great. We went back to our house. I used the bathroom. I went in. I was peeing, and then I realized there's nothing inside of the whole entire bathroom had nothing but porcelain head dolls all over the bathroom.
Oh, I think I remember you
Yeah,
telling this story.
yeah.
That's
And then I was like, what the
creepy.
fuck? And then I like kind of cleaned my hands and I went out and I hear her talking to someone. And I was like, oh, hell the fuck no. Because I thought we were home alone. But apparently there was someone else in the house. And then I just fucking booked it and left. And then I didn't went back on anything. I deleted Tinder and then I never went back out with like anyone after that Tinder thing. Yeah, it was crazy. But
That
yeah,
is strange. Okay. What
yeah,
about worst experience from a dating app?
that
I
was
mean,
the,
I have no
that was
stories
my
about
one and
dating apps.
only. And that was my worst. Yeah.
The creepy doll heads.
Yeah, that's what I know her for. The creepy doll head. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I have one story. I mean, it was like from a date. It was from like Hinge. I mean, Kay knows about it, and this is during the pandemic.
Oh, is it
Um,
the fucking I told my wife we're on the date?
yeah. So
What?
So I this was on Hinge. I matched with this one girl on
Uh-huh.
Hinge, and then she like messaged me first, and then we were talking for like a day or two, and then she was the one that asked me out to go on a date. I was like, all
Mm.
right, I'm down. We go on a date. It was going okay. And then it wasn't until like the end of the date after we had left, she sends me a message that she already has a partner and it's another female, and that her wife and her mom knew that she was going on a date. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, he told me this until now? Like,
My God.
yeah. So after that, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm like that's my date for the year. I'm like, I'm never going out again. I'm done with this.
Did you pay for everything for that date?
No, I think we split. I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
honestly can't remember. Yeah, I think we split it.
That's crazy. Like she tells you that afterwards, like thanks for the date, but
Yeah.
what was the point?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what the goal was for her, but yeah, she told me like after we had left, and she sends me a message. I'm on an Uber ride home, and then I see the message, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah. So I was like, I tried 6 dating apps. No, I guess 7 with Facebook dating.
Oh, seven? Okay, which
Yeah.
ones?
Let me go down the list. Tinder was one.
Uh-huh.
Hinge was another one. Obviously, Facebook dating, so that's 3. I tried Bumble. That's
Hmm.
4. OK Cupid.
I've seen that one pop up.
I tried Highly once. I don't remember what that one was like. The other one was, I think I tried Plenty of Fish once, and the other one I tried was like Chispa. It was like a Latino
That
dating
one,
app, but that one
Latino
Mm.
that app sucked. It was just terrible.
one. I knew that. It's
But
just
yeah, those are all the ones that I
booty
tried.
pics.
Told you
That's
there are some weird ones. Like I
There are
was
some
searching up dating apps. There's some strange ones out there. Like, what is it?
there are some that are just not programmed and coded correctly, and there's just like too many bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Hinge is a good one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
yeah,
My friends really like Hinge a lot.
Yeah,
yeah. Hinge is a good one.
yeah.
Okay,
And
Cupid.
then I remember
Yeah.
there was this one app that was supposed to be like very exclusive,
Hmm.
where there was like a wait list for you to get into the app, and like the wait list was like a year long.
What? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were trying to be like a really exclusive app, but when I saw that, like the wait list is like a year long just to try to get into the app, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah. Right. Who wants to wait a year when you're ready to date now?
Mm-hmm.
If
But
that's the
yeah,
case, you wouldn't be on the apps.
right. But yeah, I had a bunch of apps just to broaden the horizon.
Smart.
Have your chances have higher chances.
Good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Moving along.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the this is the one that I had to talk to this person about, so just so I can kind of understand the content of it, right?
Okay.
Uh, so this came in from uh, a person, a fan. So thank you for submitting this. And of course, she asked not to be named, so I won't name you either.
Hmm.
So we're gonna do the whole Adam and Eve thing all over again, right? So this is from Eve's side of the story, right?
Okay.
Eve's 22 years old, and
Hmm.
Adam is 38 years old. So
Okay.
she um she just started dating Adam, and everything was going great for like the first year or so, and then things progressed it a little bit forward, and then she ended up meeting like Adam's ex-wife, which is Lilith, right? Because that is technically Adam's first wife, but anyhow, right?
Hmm.
Um, so Eve met Lilith, right? And also met Adam's daughter as well. So he has a daughter with Lilith, and
Hmm.
the daughter was like 4 years old and stuff like that. And there's no bad blood between them. So that's why, because he introduced to introduced Eve to the daughter, he thought like, hey, maybe you should probably meet my ex-wife too, or baby mama, but also ex,
Mm-hmm.
because you're gonna be interacting since they're progressing forward in their relationship, right?
Right.
So when she was talking to Lilith, she realized there was like a few red flags that popped up, and Lilith was telling her that like, look, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. As far as what Eve has to bring to the table is just her looks, and it's because of her youth, is why Adam was probably with her. Because Eve was like, I'm just gonna be full with you, like from girl to girl, because she said that like even though you guys been with each other for a year and stuff like that, um, Adam has everything, which is true. He has a house. He has the daughter, right? He takes care
Mm-hmm.
of the daughter, right? And of course, it's a split custody, but still, she mostly lives with him. He has a car. He has a decent job. He's like he has it all,
Mm-hmm.
and which made Eve kind of like rethink everything. So she's asking us, is it crazy that even though he does things to like make her feel reassured, like meeting the family and meeting the ex-wife and meeting the daughter and all that stuff, and they've been dating for a year, but is she's asking, is she crazy for like worrying about the fact that she just only has looks? 22 years old.
Yeah.
I think most college grads are at least 24 to
At
25.
least 24. I
Yeah.
mean, if you've done 4 years, right?
Yeah.
You know
That's
what?
the basic of the story.